Republican lawmakers are now warning the United States Department of Justice that if you move forward with any investigation into Donald Trump, be prepared because the public is going to revolt, apparently. According to multiple different Republican lawmakers that recently spoke with reporters, they believe, for the Democrats' sake, doing an investigation into potential criminal activity for Donald Trump is, not a good look for the Democrats. People are going to perceive it as a political persecution. There's no way to untaint the partisan politics that has already tainted this January 6th investigation. So it's probably best, for the Democrats if they don't move forward with this investigation. Because as we all know, right, that's what Republicans are really looking out for here. They want Democrats to not screw themselves over because deep down, Republicans are just unselfish, caring human beings that want the Democratic Party to be successful, right? Let me read you some of these idiotic quotes here. Republican Senator Mike Braun from Indiana says, "To me, it's clearly politically driven. At least half the country would say it's all politically motivated." Republican Senator Thom Tillis, "The Department of Justice has a high bar to clear before launching an investigation of Trump." "I don't mind looking into the events, but I think that Speaker Pelosi did not do the process justice by the way the members were ultimately seated. It's going to be perceived as political." Republican pollster Jim McLaughlin says, "I think it could backfire in a way that they have no clue. I think it's going to backfire because it's just so political and tainted." Lindsey Graham said, "I don't see anything coming out of this committee not tainted by politics." So you see, folks, it's not that, they're worried that an investigation could show some criminal wrongdoing from Donald Trump. No. This is coming from the bottom of their hearts. Democrats, we just want you to not be perceived as politically tainted if you move forward with these charges. So let's be total clear. All right, this is complete BS coming from these Republicans. They don't want the investigation, not because they care about the Democratic Party's midterm chances. They don't want the investigations because they've put Trump at the head of their party, right? He is their leader. They made him that. They didn't have to. Once he left office, they could have just said, "Great, hey, thanks for everything, see you later." They made him their leader. They made him their figurehead. And as a result of that, they now have to deal with having him at the very top. And any investigation like the one going on with the January 6th committee and, of course, the DOJ, which is very slowly, according to them, doing something, that would end up very bad for Donald Trump, especially since the committee, as we all know in court filings last week, suggested that Donald Trump broke at least 3 different laws. Those would be prosecutable offenses that the DOJ could absolutely take and run with. And you know what? Yeah, there's going to be plenty of people that think it's a politically tainted investigation, that it would be a politically motivated prosecution. And do you know why they think that? Because Republicans, especially Donald Trump, have spent the last year or more telling the public that that's what would happen. It's not because it is politically motivated. It's because they basically got the upper hand on the messaging there. So yeah, the Democrats do need to work on that. And I know they won't, but I wish they would. But either way, I don't care if it's politically motivated. I don't care if it costs the Democrats every seat they have in the midterms. Justice is nonpartisan. Holding people accountable shouldn't matter, if it costs you your job or not. That's the point here. Justice is in fact, blind. And we need to treat it as such and move forward. If there's evidence of criminal activity, the Democrats, the DOJ, everybody involved has to pursue those charges, not because they want to take Trump down, but because it is quite literally their job to do that. One of today's video sponsors is Munk Pack Keto Nut and Seed Bars. Healthy snacks have a bad reputation, and let's be honest, most don't taste very good. They don't fill you up, and they certainly don't satisfy any of your cravings. Munk Pack makes snacks that taste like our favorite sugary treats, but with 1 gram of sugar or less. Munk Pack Keto Nut and Seed Bars contain 1 gram of sugar or less, 2 to 3 grams of net carbs, and they're only 150 calories. They're great for anyone following a keto lifestyle and the perfect snack for anyone who's trying to eat better or cut back on sugar and carbs without sacrificing taste. Munk Pack Keto Nut and Seed Bars have a perfect balance of sweet and salty, a crunch from whole nuts and seeds, but still manage to be soft and chewy. They come in delicious flavors like sea salt dark chocolate, caramel sea salt, and peanut butter dark chocolate. They're perfect for a quick snack to satisfy your sweet tooth without any guilt, and you can enjoy Munk Pack Keto Nut and Seed Bars as a quick breakfast while running errands or after a workout. In addition to being keto-friendly, the bars are also gluten-free, plant-based, non-GMO with no soy, trans fats, sugar alcohols, or artificial colors. So try it for yourself and you'll see, and we have a special deal for our Ring of Fire viewers. Get 20% off your first purchase of any Munk Pack product by visiting munkpack.com and entering our code ROF at checkout. And Munk Pack is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll exchange the product or refund your money, whichever you prefer. To get started, just go to munkpack.com. That's munkpack.com. Select any product, then enter code ROF at checkout to save 20% off your purchase.